My name is MC Hart, and I'm here to serve you boy band fuckboy energy. So I have a deep, deep love of puns. And I also have a deep, deep love of boy bands. So I know I wanted to channel those boy band vibes, so I was thinking like, what's a boy band breakout star, like JT, but I also wanted it to be a pun, and so JT became empty, became Empty Heart. I like to call myself the boy band frontman of your teenage dream and the fuckboy of your adult nightmares. I like to do a lot of streetwear, like what would you see like the Backstreet Boys wear in concert, or like a modern day boy band wear in concert. I really like to play with campy, over-the-top masculinity, lots of 90s dance moves, and lots of like hyper-masculine, in-your-face energy. I've actually only been doing drag since January when I did the King for a Day course with my drag dad. My second performance was the one I was proudest of, and I did a mix of old 50s Jell-O commercials with a boy band song called Jell-O, and at one point I brought out an ass made of Jell-O so that I could eat ass on stage. And it's like my proudest prop achievement to date. I have been doing improv and sketch comedy for almost 8 years. I do musical theater, I do a cappella, a lot of live action roleplay stuff as well. Actually, don't talk about that. LARPing, big fucking nerd. I was born in Gainesville, Florida. I spent about the first 10 years of my life in Phoenix, Arizona, moved back to Florida for high school. I came to Cambridge I went to MIT. I studied engineering and comparative media studies and wanted to live somewhere less conservative than where I grew up, and I fell in love with Boston and stayed. I have always been a big reality TV buff, love reality competition TV, my guilty pleasure. I saw every season of RuPaul from the first one when it came out, so I watched it as a kid. But the first time I saw a drag king was actually in a burlesque show. I watched a lot of burlesque in college. I'm still pretty involved in the burlesque scene here in Boston. I saw a drag king for the first time, and it just never clicked to me that there could also be drag kings. It was actually Jaden, who's now my drag dad. I actually went up to him after the first show and I was like, how do you do this? Like, how do you become a drag king? Because I want to do that. I think my biggest secret weapon is my improv and sketch comedy background. I love to make jokes, love to write skits. I can also beatbox. Not that I'm sure it'll ever be relevant, but I taught myself how to beatbox in college when I was in an a cappella group. Most likely to succeed, but because his dad already got him a trust fund. My favorite movie is Cabin in the Woods. I'm a big horror movie buff, and I also have a media studies degree, and I love like deconstruction of genre and people playing with tropes, and like in my drag I love to play with like these hyper masculine tropes and pull them apart and make fun of them. So Cabin in the Woods does all of that, but with horror. I want to challenge myself. I am pretty new to drag, and I want to keep pushing myself to do more and more creative things and see what I can do when I'm in high stakes and under pressure and have to do new things, especially look-wise. I really want to challenge myself to step up my makeup and fashion game. Because I'm a performer. I sing, I dance, I act, I can write, and I love it, and I think I can put that love into all of my performances. As a drag king, when I'm outside of drag circles, I often have a lot of people that get confused when I say what I do. Like, they know what a drag queen is, they've seen RuPaul, they know what a drag queen is, and they don't know what a drag king is. Especially as an AFAB performer, seeing Kirby win last cycle was amazing, and as a trans performer, where it's sometimes a little harder to have that visibility in the drag scene, it would be so huge to me to have the legitimacy of that title and to have the platform that that title gives you, especially as a trans king. My call to action is just this. It's a text message with the words "you up?" ? Eggplant emoji.